In this video, I'm going to be going through some of the most underrated weapons that you need to try right now in Warzone. Usually I focus on meta weapons, but in this video I want to focus on a little bit more of some underrated weapons. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. Whenever we hit 80k, we're doing a 5,000 COD point giveaway. To enter, subscribe and comment below saying you want to enter, and turn notifications on, drop a like as well. Without further ado, the first weapon is going to be the BAR. This is one of my favorite assault rifles in the game, and I really think this is incredibly underrated. This specific class has next to no recoil, and it can 3 and 4 shot people very easily. It's very powerful, very accurate, and insane. It has really good range as well, so definitely something you need to start trying out. So the first attachment is going to be the MX silencer, which is going to increase the horizontal recoil control and the vertical recoil control, making it more accurate, and it's also going to increase the range on the weapon as well. We're then going to be using the XL barrel. This is once again going to increase the accuracy and the range on this weapon, and also the flinch resistance as well. So if you're getting shot at, your weapon isn't going to be flinching around everywhere, and you're going to be able to maintain accuracy. Next up, this is my favorite optic, but you can use any other optic you want to. There's a couple of different good ones, so test them out. Whatever you want, it's personal preference for the optic. Then we have the Chariot WR stock. This is going to once again increase the accuracy, flinch resistance, recoil control, etc. For the perks, you want to go ahead and use hard scope and fully loaded. Hard scope is going to increase the accuracy. Fully loaded is going to give you maximum starting ammo. Then we're going to be using polymer grip. This is going to increase the accuracy again, and also the flinch resistance. There's a lot of attachments on this weapon that increase the flinch resistance, and it has hardly any flinch as well. So it's really, really powerful, really accurate. I like to use this one because it just helps out the mobility by a little bit. This is the best magazine for it, but these two are the same, but the difference is this one will be slower with more ammo, this one will be faster with less ammo, so it's up to you what you pick. We're going to be going for lengthened ammo for the bullet velocity, so it basically does more damage at those longer ranges, and then a hand stop is the final attachment for the recoil control and accuracy, and that is the full loadout. Let's get straight into the next weapon. Next weapon is going to be the Type 100. This got a buff in the most recent update, and it's really, really good right now. The time to kill is one of the fastest out of all the SMGs, and it really is a very underrated SMG. The mobility is also pretty good, and overall it's really accurate and it feels great. So first of all, you want the recoil booster, which is going to increase the fire rate. Then we're going to be going for the rapid barrel, which is also going to increase the fire rate as well. And it increases the damage range, which is nice. Any optic of your choice, it doesn't really matter. I leave the optic blank on these videos, so you guys can just go ahead and pick whatever one you want to use, because optics are personal preference, I feel. So my favorite, if you want to know, is the slate reflector, or it would be one of these iron sights at the bottom. They're also pretty clean, but you can use whatever optic you like. Then we're going to be going for the folding stock, which is just going to increase the mobility on this weapon and also the recoil control by a little bit as well. Fleet for perk 1, which is going to increase the movement speed, and it's also going to increase the weapon swap quickness, which is actually a really helpful thing that this attachment does, because if you need to swap weapons quickly, you can just quickly swap weapons, and it's going to swap weapons a lot quicker, so definitely something to stick on. Then we're going to be using quick for the increased sprint speed as well. Fabric grip is going to increase the ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed and the hip fire accuracy, so this attachment is definitely a must need. Then we're going to be going for the 48 round drum. This is just going to increase the range and the damage of the weapon. A very, very good magazine, definitely the best out of all of the ones available. And then the skeletal underbarrel for the increased ADS. That is the full loadout. Let's get straight into the next one. Alright, so another SMG that got a pretty big buff in the most recent update is the Sten. This thing has incredible mobility, and it also has a ridiculous time to kill as well. Definitely something you should try. I haven't really seen that many people talk about this SMG, but it's really, really nice after the new update. So once again, we have the recoil booster and the rapid barrel. You want to use the rapid barrel and the recoil booster because they obviously increase the fire rate, and the rapid barrel somehow actually increases the recoil control. Usually when something increases the fire rate, it decreases the accuracy, but this increases the fire rate and the accuracy, which is quite interesting. As always, optic is whatever you want, and then we're going to be going for the wire stock, which increases the movement speed and the hip fire accuracy as well. acrobatic and quick for the movement speed, sprint speed, etc. Just making this weapon a lot quicker. Then we're going to be going for the stippled grip tape, which increases the recoil recovery and just the initial firing recoil as well. Now there's two options you can pick here in the magazines. There's the 36 round magazines, which are going to increase the fire rate and the accuracy and the movement speed and the ADS. This is a really good attachment because it makes the weapon nice and quick, and it does have an increased fire rate. However, it only has 36 bullets, so you might have to find yourself reloading quite a lot. And if you don't like that, just stick on the 50 instead. 50 bullets is a lot, so you're not going to have to reload as much. It does decrease the mobility by a little bit. Out of the two, I would probably go for the 50, but you could use the 36 if you want to. The ammo type and the hand stop underbarrel for the increased accuracy, and that is the full loadout. Okay, once again, another SMG. This thing got a buff in the most recent update as well. It is the PPSH, and if you guys remember, when the Vanguard weapons first got released, there was a really overpowered hipfire PPSH class. It's back. Use the oil can suppressor. This is going to increase the accuracy on the weapon, damage range, and the sound suppression. It looks ugly, but hey, it's a really good attachment. We're then going to be going for the second barrel on the list. It's going to increase the hipfire accuracy, hipfire recoil recovery, recovery overall, and also the fire rate. So increasing the fire rate is definitely good. And then it's also going to increase the hip fire, which is obviously what we need on this weapon. The optic, I'd recommend using this one because it does make it more accurate, but you can use any other optic you want to. Then we're going to be going for the remove stock, and this is a really good attachment because once again it increases the mobility and the hip fire accuracy. For the perks, you want tight grip for the accuracy and then quick for the sprint speed. We're going to be going for the pine tar grip, which increases the recoil control and hip fire accuracy. Renko 71 magazine doesn't really do anything. It just gives you more bullets, but this one gives you more bullets and an increased fire rate and more accuracy. So make sure you stick on the Nambu 71 and not the Gorenko 71. Lengthened ammo type and Carver foregrip for the final attachments. Carver foregrip is going to increase the hip fire accuracy once again and the recoil control. Make sure to give it a go. This is the full loadout. My favourite assault rifles for such a long time, the Farah 83. This thing deserves some hype. The accuracy on this is insane. The time to kill is up there. It's really nice. So for this weapon, you want the GRU suppressor, increasing the vertical recoil control, the accuracy overall, and it's also going to increase the bullet velocity and range. Then we're going to be going for the RPK barrel, which pretty much does the exact same thing, increasing the accuracy and the range. Axle 3 times, which is my favorite optic. You could use a different one like the StuSat multi-zoom. I do see a lot of people using this optic. It's up to you, personal preference, whatever. 60 round magazine and the Spetness grip for the increased accuracy. Like I said, this thing is an absolute laser beam. The next weapon is going to be the C58. This is one of the most dominant assault rifles in the game right now. So we have the agency suppressor and the task force barrel. It's pretty much the same as the Farah class, to be honest with you, but different names for the attachments. So first two attachments are going to increase the accuracy and range. Axle 3 times. 45 round drum, make sure to use this one and not the 55. A lot of people use the 55, but it's going to make the weapon have a really slow ADS. So make sure to stick on the 45 instead. And then field agent grip for the accuracy, and that is the class. I'm going to get straight into the next one. Alright, a little bit of a different one. You guys probably haven't seen anyone talk about this for literally like a year. It is the M16. Agency silencer for the accuracy and the range. Then we're going to be going for the task force barrel for the increased range, or you could go for the titanium barrel, which is going to increase the fire rate, which is better for closer combat gunfights, etc. 3 times is my favorite sight, but you can use whatever you want. 45 round drum, the same goes for this one. Don't use the 60. This ADS is too slow. Use the 45 instead. Field agent grip for the accuracy, and that is the full class. Trust me, give it a shot. It feels really nice. Finally, we have the ZRG, which is definitely one of the best snipers after the most recent sniper changes. A lot of people are sleeping on this still, so I thought I'd include it in this video. So we have the RAP suppressor, which is going to increase the recoil control, bullet velocity, and the range, and it's going to suppress the weapon. Combat recon for the bullet velocity, 5mm laser, and the serpent wrap for the increased ADS, and 5 rounds. Make sure to use 5 rounds because this thing only has 3 without a magazine on it, so make sure to use the 5. And that is it. That is the full class. That is it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you got to the end, comment that you got to the end so I know who the real OGs are. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.